Hi there, welcome to Push Moment episode 32. And in this episode, I sit down with the amazing Coach Sam, where we talk about ideas and where do ideas come from and how can you make money from your ideas. Coach Sam is actually a business coach. He's the CEO of SOBCA and also the convener of the BSG Summit, one of the biggest business summits that holds in Nigeria. Listen, there's a lot to learn from this amazing person. Not only do we talk about ideas, but we also talk about what are the things that he does on a day-to-day basis that makes him successful. Now, without wasting much time, let's dive into it.
Push Moments is a podcast series that brings you tips, tricks, insights, and interviews to help you gain clarity, overcome those limiting beliefs, and take control of your life.
Right, again, welcome everyone to another episode of Push Moments. And today, I'm super excited to be sitting down with the one and only Coach Sam. Some people know him as Enigma. Some people know him as the marketing maestro. One thing I can tell you is that if you are doing business in Nigeria or the world and you haven't had the Coach Sam effect, then I don't even know where you are. Maybe you're under a rock. I don't even understand. Like, how can you be in business and you haven't had the Coach Sam effect? You know, I remember the first time I had a class. I started in a class with you, and funny enough, I wasn't very focused in that class because I had so many meetings. But the few things that I picked, I was able to make money from it. Honestly, like I said it in one of my posts now, that there are certain people that they call me, no matter what I'm doing, I'll answer because I know that money will come. From this podcast alone, sir, I've already prepared my account. I know that there's a lot of super excited. Thank you very much. I know you're a very busy person.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to learn from you. But the first question I want to ask is, how did you get the idea to venture into coaching?
Wow, it's serendipity, I think, because I recall that when I first registered, when I first had the idea of having a company, that was in 2003. I loved to use the word coaching. And I honestly don't know where it came from because it's not like I was aware what coaching meant. I just knew I loved to tell people to do things, to guide people, to support people. And I recall when I was writing my first vision statement, mission statement, that word coaching was inside. But to be honest with you, I can't say I was conscious what it meant. My first slogan was train, counsel, motivate. And then the vision statement had to do with coaching people, training people, counseling people. But in the course of time, 2010 or thereabout, I was going through Fela Durotoye's 2010 or 11. I was going through Fela Durotoye's pictures. He was planning for his 40th. And he just did his 50th and he did a series. He did the same when he was 40, but it wasn't social media because then they were on social media. So what he did then was a lot of play. He went to Mushin, he did Mushin makeover. He went to Ibadan, they did some orphanages. They did a series of 40 days of activities. Just the same way he's doing 50 days of activities now. So I was now going through the pictures on Facebook. On Larry Olushola's, on Fela Durotoye's Facebook page. I was going through the album of pictures. I was like, wow, this is really beautiful, so nice, so this, so that. Then I now saw a flyer that said you can become a diploma holder, a UK diploma holder in life coaching. I was like, wow, in Nigeria. Oh, so coaching is actually an industry. That was when it just lit. I was like, oh, wow. So, of course, called the number, to cut the long story short, placed the call, pushed. In fact, the cost was 150K. I had only 6K in my account.
Whoa.
I kept pushing. I said, I want to enter this course. It was direct to Larry Olushola I was talking. That was the first time I met him. So because I pushed, he now said, I like your persistence. That was his word. I like your persistence. So I told him, I said, if I raise 50K, would you allow me to start this class? And I'll pay before the course ends because it was meant to be a 6-week course. He said, yes. I like your persistence. You can get the money. I called my colleagues in the office, because then I was still an employee. Called my employer, said, I need 50K now. And one of them offered. And that was it. See where we are. So that was how I stumbled into coaching. I wasn't aware that coaching, this is how it works. I just liked the word. Coaching. And it has brought me this.
Wow. Talking about speaking your life into existence.
Yes.
So, in your opinion, where do ideas come from?
Ideas come from many sources. First, how we generate ideas. In my opinion, one, there is a role our personality plays in how ideas are generated. Introverts seem to find corners and zen and zones where ideas just pop in. Extroverts, maybe conversations, maybe parties, maybe outgoing places. So I think our personality plays a role. Sometimes, again, experiences teach us, and then we pick an idea from that. So sometimes you've gone through some path, positive, negative experiences, and then it gives you an idea that, okay, you could do this, you could tap into that. So that's number 2. Number 3, feedback. People tell you, oh, you do this so well. Oh, you do that so well. Oh, have you considered this? So third is feedback. Ideas come from feedback. Fourth, I think God just gives you an epiphany. There's sometimes you can't explain why something just some wave, and you're like, it just drops. Eureka. So I think those are 4, and I believe there could be many more. But that's the way I look at it.
Awesome. So, I know you've helped a lot of business owners, come fine-tune their ideas. I mean, even me sitting down here, I think one of the things that has even made me here talking to you is from, the countless sessions we've had and learning from you and seeing how great, you're able to make your ideas into money. Now, what do you think is the biggest reason why people don't profit from their ideas?
I think the biggest reason why people don't profit from their ideas is the lack of business knowledge. I think that's the biggest. There are several reasons, but I think that's the biggest, in the sense that people have an idea. They think that the idea itself will bring the money. It's a lie. Because ideas are everywhere. Even dogs have ideas. Chicken have ideas. Ideas are everywhere. Ideas are a dime a dozen. They are pouring. So having an idea by itself does not translate to anything. You need to be able to sit down and articulate what the idea is. Determine who should the idea serve. How should I implement it? What should the finishing be like? What should be the merchandise of it? So there are many technicalities that go around ideas that makes it profitable. Number 2 is that our people are not patient. You have an idea now, you think that if it doesn't blow this week, it's not a good idea. I don't understand how that works, because I started this work, this thing I'm doing now, actually started before I went for NYSC. I used to live in Ashaka Cement in Gombe, and I was in final year in the university, and that was my first contact with coppers, as in having friends as coppers. And I remember that there was a set that served with Ashaka Cement, and I was hanging out with them. And then I started to see that they were I was an undergraduate, they were coppers. Well, maybe because my parents were highly placed in the company. So they were looking up to me for guidance, for support. We blended and I was supporting them. And then it clicked to me that I can actually... So that was when the consciousness of I can engage people, I can talk to people. That's where it came from. And it's taken me this long. So altogether, I've been doing this for close to 21 years. Wow. So people see Coach Sam now. Oh, household name. Oh, when he writes a post, people follow. Oh, when he markets, people buy. It didn't start today. Professionally speaking, as a copper, I found a name I was going to use for my brand, which became my company name when I left my job, Barnabas House. Professionally speaking, I left my job 2011. It's been 10 years.
Whoa.
So, that's another reason why people don't profit from their ideas. They just want it. Once I get the idea, put it out once on Facebook, on Instagram. People don't like it. So this thing will not work. So those are the things I see, And then thirdly, people may not profit from their ideas because we want validation from society. It looks like if an external person does not say our idea is good, then the idea is not good. So we are afraid that this thing that I've done many things rebellious, many things. Like in my family, they already know me. My brothers will say one day I'll just wake up and just do something and wow everybody. I like to shock people. Just wake up. So I pick an idea that is unconventional, that is sometimes even controversial. Sometimes can be a hard sell. And I just have this rebellious streak of this thing
must work.
It must work. People must know about it and people must buy it. So these are three things I can outrightly list out. People must learn business of their ideas. Don't just say the idea. Learn the business of it. I normally say God has deposited in us talent. You don't read how to develop your talent. That one is there. God has given you that. Some of us have a unique way of doing things nobody can understand. Even you, sometimes you wow yourself in the way you do things. So don't go spending time learning how you do things. Go spending time how to merchandise that thing that you know how to do. Because all of us are supposed to learn that part. So that's my take.
And that thing you talked about, long ago, that was I had that dream that I don't want to run a company by myself. I want to just be. I didn't think I'll be on different boards, but my idea was if I do 4 years as a CEO here, I'll jump, do 4 years here, jump, do 4 years there, that kind of thing. A lot of people face, challenges on their rise to the top, and we love to learn from really successful people. And I mean, if you're going to measure success, by all ramifications, I believe that you fit the bill.
I'm grateful.
Now, the thing is, they've been able to manage challenges. What is the biggest challenge that you faced and how do you overcome it? So that someone that is coming in will, if they face that kind of challenge, they'll be like, oh, okay, this is what Coach Sam did.
Yes.
So what's the biggest challenge you faced and then how did you overcome it?
My personal biggest challenge is contemporaries. I found that we have a fundamental wrong belief. Maybe as Nigerians, maybe as Africans, maybe as human beings, I don't know what it is. There's just this guy cannot beat me to this game, this guy cannot be better than me, so I have to do everything to show that I'm better than him. It's so disgusting. I come from a place, maybe my personality, I'm a liberal person. I was telling my staff recently, I said, I like when all of us are going together. We may not be equal, but let's be making progress. I like to see universal progress, one step at a time, no matter how slow. But that tendency of, in our clique, I want to be the don. In our clique, I want to be the reference. In our clique, I want to be the one that everybody thinks that is better than the others. That was my biggest problem in business because especially when I moved to Abuja 2012, I suffered from it. I came into this town and in the attempt to try to meet people and say, this is who I am, this is what I do, how far with you, it was like, who is this one? Who is this guy again? He just came from Lagos, he's trying to feel like he's somebody. I was known as the anger management guy because I had that certification. It was still fresh. I was the only one that had it in the country. So my name was really viral. Like everybody knew there was one anger management guy. Well, okay, let's work together. No, that guy, he wants to come and prove that he knows things. It was really irritating. So for me, if there's anything that I think has traumatized me in our work, is that tendency for your contemporaries to try to want to box you and not want to work with you. I don't know how to do that. So I had to at a point create my own thing and just stay in my lane. So you can hardly put me side by side with anyone now to say, Coach Sam is in a clique with who? You don't see it. Not because not that I wanted a clique per se, but I just wanted that. So you find that I'm on anybody doing anything, I share your work, I support you, I promote you, but you can't attach me to a person. I don't look forward to it. I'm no more interested. I just want everybody let's all shall be growing. You get, so for me, that's the biggest thing I had to contend with, which I think is a terrible mindset.
I think it's a scarcity mindset.
I think so.
That, when you come on someone's platform, you're going to take away from someone's customers.
You get.
But I think what is important for especially people in the coaching industry to realize is that really and truly, the customers we are serving are almost the same people.
I tell you, it's the same
It's the same people. So even if I come on your platform, the same people that are on my platform are the people on your platform. So better than we even come together and even raise the platform.
That's just the thing. I know how many times people have come to me and I'll say, this thing you need, I actually can't do it. This person is the better person that can do it. Even in this my office, people come and say, this area you want. They'll say, it's you I want, coach. You give me attention. I'll say, the honest truth is, I can take your money. I can just
come up with something.
But I won't give you what you want. Because the person that can give you is so person. That's how I like it.
I've thought about it. One day I was sitting there and I was thinking, I was like, how does Coach Sam, why does he refer people to me? It blows my mind. And there was a day I was talking to my wife about it, and I was like, I really don't understand. And you know what she told me? That was before I had, left my job. She was like, well, Coach, I think Coach Sam wants you to resign. Because then it was like every weekend, there was always something. She was like, he's trying to he has told you, okay, come, there's light here. But maybe you're wasting time, so he wants to, push you. And the honest truth is that almost everybody that I've spoken to, the other day we were speaking with Lamide Johnson, and he was like, he doesn't understand how you think. But most importantly, after we had that conversation, I told him that Coach Sam is amazing. But I think what we need to do is now model it for the people coming after us.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
There are things that you do that honestly, I don't know. I want to do them. Right? Honestly, I want to do them. I want to start creating platforms for people. I want to start helping people. I want to start referring people. But I think most importantly is, first of all, you need to even be okay. So if you're okay, you're good, you're satisfied, then you can ask, okay, you know what? Let me. I think it has to do with the mindset. So the truth is, we are what we do, daily. Yeah. And as such, excellence is not an act but a habit. What is your typical daily routine like? And has it changed much over time?
Yes, it has. It has. I used to be an early riser. I used to wake up early, 5, 6. I'm not usually the morning devotion type. No, I'm not. I'm usually the wake up, lay in bed, shut your eyes, just ruminate, check yourself. I like to check. Am I okay? Am I at peace? Am I happy? I like that. That's, for me, that's the meditational approach. I'm not the type that, open your Bible, kneel down, pray. I'm not the type. I still don't do it till today. The type that just wakes up in the morning, think, okay, how are you feeling? I sense myself. Are you feeling any pain, any concerns, any worries? When I feel anything odd, I trace what is the likely root of this. So I do all that unplugging, checking. When I'm able to create a decision around what I'm not happy or I'm not comfortable with, or if I'm fine, I'm like, okay, I'm good on that level. So where did we leave it off yesterday? Was there any outstanding thing? What's today like? I try to refresh my head. Okay, today is this, that. That's how my morning starts.
Wow, that's powerful.
That's how I do it every morning. Then I wake up. I now get off the bed, pick my phone. The first place I go when I pick my phone every morning, most likely SMS first. That's the first thing I look out for. SMS, email, those two things every morning. So check my SMS, check emails. Once I'm done with that, I may or may not check. WhatsApp is the last I check because WhatsApp, crazy traffic. Yeah. So I don't go there because it will just distract me. So WhatsApp is the last place I go. I leave the phone, start playing music, head to the bathroom. By that time, my housekeeper already knows the routine. She knows that latest 7:38, water is run already for me to have my bath. Go have my bath. If I'm not leaving the house that day, I either come back to the bed. My bedroom is my shrine. If I'm left with no options, I will not leave my bedroom for any reason. So usually my default is my bedroom. If I now feel, let me even go out. I'll go to the study, my home office, or to the dining table in the sitting room, still work related. That's if I'm not leaving home. If I'm leaving home, then whatever the appointments, I follow, whether it's for office or client office. So that usually happens. But so I used to make sure I was in the office latest between 8 or 9 a.m. I used to. And then I would work late. It was a pattern for me to work till 8 p.m., 9 p.m. It used to be a pattern. But that has changed. So between 2018-19, I had a surge in my blood pressure. And so I had that crisis and I had to manage it. So I changed my routine. So my alarm clock, 7:30. If it's not 7:30, I'm still sleeping as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
So till today, if it's not 7:30, I never wake up. I will make sure that eye will not open. So I will make sure my eyes are shut until I hear the alarm ring 7:30. I'm not up. So even if it means getting myself back to sleep, I will do it. Then 7:30, I now stay in bed, awake but still in bed, now doing my usual decluttering and meditation, then music, then have my bath, then take breakfast, then so I've adjusted my time, but I'm still doing the same activities. And then I don't close late anymore. 3 p.m. effectively, I've closed for the day. Effectively, unless some extra, maybe a session that popped up or an appointment or I'm going to see someone, but effectively 3 o'clock, I've closed for the day. I don't do that anymore. So my work time now is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. effective.
And I think that's even better. You can actually get more done than if you stretch yourself too much.
Big time. So anything outside that band of 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., which happens occasionally. Like today, I left home unusually early because I had to do an IG live with for Asne, and then I had an interview with a client at 10 o'clock. So today is an exception. But on a good day, I stay in my house till 10. I don't leave my house before 10 if I have to go out. If not, stay in my house and do my thing. So I have done a lot of more self-caution, self-love, self-care. So now I get home, latest 6 I'm in my house. No matter what happens, wherever I have to go, if I'm not going after that 3 o'clock, I make sure that 6 o'clock I'm in my house. I don't do night waka. So 6 I'm in my house. See that there's this series on TV that I like to watch, my flatmates, my siblings and I, that stretch. Then after that, I take a walk in my estate. I make sure that every night I take a walk. So that's when if you ever see me make phone calls, that's the time. I'm not the phone calls type. But when I take those walks, then I can now call in all the people I'm supposed to call, my parents, my friends, returning calls, and now do all that while I'm working. It helps me go many more rounds because those calls are usually long. So I find motivation that when I'm placing those calls or returning those calls, I'm able to do as many rounds around the estate as possible. It helps me. Then I come back, I don't fail to watch Channels News. So once I watch Channels News, after Channels News, I do my bed. I'm either reading and waiting to sleep off, or I told myself this night I'm not reading, I don't sleep with that. So that's my usual routine.
It's amazing how, we can be doing 2 different things. But because I know a lot of people say, okay, this person is doing this thing. This is what I should do. For example, I'm the opposite. I wake up with fire. Like, it's funny. My kids are like that now.
Wow.
I see them, this is how they wake up. They don't wake up, boom, and then they're out.
Oh my goodness.
Calm down. So I'm the kind of person that just wakes up, go to the mosque, come back, recite my Quran, wear my running shoes, and I'm out of the house. Go and run. If I don't run in the morning, I can't run again.
Wow.
Any time of the day, I can't. By evening, I'm winding down. Evening, I don't want to do anything serious. Just
I'm the direct opposite.
Did you get like
direct. That? Morning, slow.
Yeah.
Evening, I'm in my elements.
Wow. I'm an early riser. I like to wake up. If I wake up early, 5 a.m., then I know that yes, my days are
super. Interesting.
So we are talking about reading, right? And I'm always interested in knowing the books that high performers are reading. But I want to know, what are the 3 books that have had the most impact on you and why?
The Power of Purpose and Vision I hope I'm correct with that title, Miles Monroe. That book, when I was about to leave my job, it had raw power. I read it and it was raw, like this is the fuel
that you need.
You need. It talked about vision in a way that it was like you can create anything and get it done. You can create anything. Once you can picture it and create it, you can do it. And my brother, it has helped me. Because the things I've created from nothing, and like I told you, I have a rebellious streak. I will do it. Anyhow. I have this slogan in my head. Anyhow, this thing will happen. And it has always worked. So that book is one. It has given me a hunger that hasn't died. 11 years after I read it. The Alchemist. The Alchemist. The Alchemist for me, like I tell people, if there was a time I knew that I became fearless, it was The Alchemist.
Yeah. That book has a way of...
Yes. The book just, this kind of settles it that this still comes back to this anyhow. There is just a higher being that is in charge. You just do your thing. The Alchemist helped me know that. So I recall that to convince my wife then to leave my job, I had to write a check, a GT Bank check of 1 million naira. I told her, in 1 year's time, you'll be able to cash this check. And she looked at me and she said, okay. And that's when I had to resign. Because she didn't allow me to resign till I gave her that comfort, that check, this check, keep on. 1 year from now, you go cash out. 1 year from that time, she couldn't cash it. In fact, 1 year from that time, my kids were missing school because we didn't have money.
Wow.
But guess what? I've never, in these 11 years, had a day when I was afraid of not meeting a bill. I've not had a single day of fear. I've had days of anxiety. I've had days of worry. I've had days of anger. I've had days of, God damn, wow, did I not make a mistake? But not fear. The fear that, hey, you'll be embarrassed. Hey, God don't catch you. Hey, your child will die. Hey, in fact, my second child was born 2 days after I left my job. My resignation took effect July 1st, 2011. My second child was born July 3rd, 2011. And guess how much was in my account? 3K. Because the severance, my clearance had been done at my job. I had not been paid the check. So I didn't have cash to sort out our second baby. How we even got by that week and that month, I don't even know. The payment was made November. My severance check was paid around November. So July, August, September, October, November. So it wasn't as if the cash came. How we survived those months. So every year, I tell my wife, I say, so who has died? I trace that confidence back to The Alchemist.
Whoa.
The third book was The Image Revisited. When it comes to systems, structure, understanding how business should run, that book taught me a lot. The Image Revisited by Michael E. Gerber. That book is still my number one reference. If you're a small business, just go and read that book first so that you can even imagine the trajectory, how you can evolve as a small business from stage to stage. That book is too good. Too good. So those are the 3 books.
So I want to ask you this question. What do you think? Audio books or physical books? What's your preference? So have you listened to The Alchemist? You highlight.
No. I don't know how to do audiobooks. So have I listened to The Alchemist? I haven't. How many audiobooks have I listened to in my life? I think I've listened to only, was it Think and Grow Rich, or was this book? It's an audiobook. I didn't even finish it. I'm not sure I've listened to a chapter of any book in audio format in my whole life.
Wow.
So I don't know what audiobook experience looks like. I'm not auditory. I'm visual. My strength is visual, then kinesthetic, then audio digital. Auditory is last. In fact, till today, that's why I don't do phone calls. If I receive a call, I have to psych myself to pick the call. If you send me a voice note,
forget it.
Guaranteed, I will listen to it
later
when I think that, okay, let me even hear what this person said. That's why most people send voice and I'll say I'll listen and get back to you. No matter how urgent, I won't. I'm not the type that responds to audio quickly. Auditory is my last. So I'm not the kind of person that would buy an audiobook. I'm not likely to listen to it.
I think where I developed the auditory ability, when I heard that they said, you spend a lot of time in your car,
yes,
and you could go through university degree. And I'm a salesperson.
Yeah.
I've always been in my car.
Yeah.
I don't listen to music. So what I do is I always play audiobooks. But The Alchemist, I want to talk about The Alchemist audiobook. Permit me to talk about it.
Yes.
The first time I listened to it, and I've listened to it at least 40 or 50 times.
Wow.
Yes, I kid you not. Back to back.
Wow.
Back to back.
Wow.
I kid you not. First, let's have. I'm obsessed with that book. That book and Shoe Dog. Every time I'm going on a run, I put it in my ear. In a week, I'm done with it. So I'll go back. Sometimes I will listen to it throughout the weekend, and I'll finish it before a week, right? So the first time I listened to it I was boarding a plane to travel to Lagos or so. Plugged it in my ear. And first of all, the person that narrated it was I can't remember his name. He's a Jeremy Irons. See Jeremy Irons. He has a
deep baritone.
But because he's an actor, he can change his voice. So I listened to plugged it. The plane took off. I kid you not. I wasn't on that plane anymore. I was in Andalusia. I was living.
Oh my goodness.
I was living The Alchemist. Like I was the guy. I was the one. When they were hitting the guy, I was feeling the pain. I was, the stones. As he was cleaning the glass, I was there. I was living it. And honestly, like you said, when I was about thinking of leaving, oil and gas, that's every day. That's the book I used to listen to. Follow the omens every day. Once I'm having doubts, follow the omens. What is the omens? And then Shoe Dog. Same thing. I listened to it because
it was,
and I think maybe you should try it. Try it on Audible and just let me know what you think.
Okay, let me know that.
It was mind blowing, honestly. And I always tell people, look, if you've read the book, it's fine. I don't care, but you need to listen to it. You need to have that
experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Awesome.
Nice. So if we're to summarize how you have been successful in your several expressions of who you are with one word, what would that one word be?
A lover. I'm a lover. I love people. Osman. I love people. I love love. I love to see people flourish. It's just something I've accepted. No matter how broke I am or inconvenienced or indisposed, if something has to be done to help someone, I will do it. My parents are tired, my siblings are tired, my staff, people will hurt me, do me evil, but I cannot in any way, I can't switch off that I see an opportunity to help you or I know a referral will boost you. I can't. There's this fellow that did something crazy to my brand, to us, to our organization. Really did badly. Talked about us in ways that was really crazy. Owes us a lot of money. Osman, 1 week ago, I got a call from Japan. Somebody wants to do a business in Nigeria. A lady in Boston told him that if it's Nigeria you want to come to, I know one guy that I can go to sleep, that he will help you. This guy called me around 11 p.m. because that was his own 12 noon. called me around 11 p.m. last Tuesday, which is a week ago now, and we discussed. And guess who came to my mind? The same woman, because that's her industry. And I told my staff, I said, now this woman, if you do this thing, because I don't know any other person. I still picked my phone, called her. I said, there's this opportunity, and it's in a lot of money. And she said, God, you could call me? Oh my, that. I said,
Oh, that means the person even knows that the person done.
Wow. So if there's a word that I have come to embrace from my antecedents, I'm a lover. Love fuels my commitment to this work. And that I know is the only thing I can recognize.
Wow, that's amazing. I think one of the things that we always say is that you can't even go into coaching if you don't love people, and I think that's why your coaching business is really effective and thriving. Because I say it sometimes, and in fact that has become a motto. What will Coach Sam do? So there are certain things that I know that I'm like, I'm tired, I don't want to do it, but then I'm like, okay, what will Coach Sam do? Because I know that one thing that you always do is that you show up for your coaching clients things. So I've had coaching clients that want to launch a business. I've told you now, I'm going to launch it. You have to be there. But I'm also learning that okay, show up. And I noticed that those little things really go a long way.
Yes.
What is one final advice that you give for people listening to us or watching us?
Manage your expectations. Forgive people. It's not easy, but manage your expectations. Everybody's dealing with stuff. One of the things I've learned in this business, 11 years now, 10 years since I left my job, everybody else trying to make sense of this thing. Really. None of us really has this entrepreneurship like
on lockdown.
We're just making sense of it. So you try something, it works. You try another thing, it didn't work. Sometimes trying to try something, you hurt people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think, this opportunity, I can't miss it. And then in trying to get the opportunity, you may not even know you're desperate. And you're trying to now be a shark. And you hurt people. So, because I also know, in the course of my work, there are people that are not happy with me. I've crossed some lines. I've done some things people don't like. So to be honest, we're just trying to make a sense of this thing. We're trying to live a good life. We're trying to build a family. We're trying to make life, easy for some people. We're trying to just do the best we can. So all of us are just trying to make, understand this journey called entrepreneurship. So if there's anything I pray God continually help me and the people in my life with is how to forgive, because all of us, we are offenders. All of us are offenders. So God will just have mercy on us. That's just it. But in this journey, all of us are trying to understand this entrepreneurship. It's easy for people to say, "Coach Sam understands it." It's anything he says. It's not true. There are courses we will cancel. No, one payment will not come in. There are times I will write a post, even me, I will say, bad post, bad. Not even a comment. And you're wondering, what's going on here? Then you write one and walk away. Like last night, I put a post where I was reading in my vest. Yeah. This morning, 100. I'm like, 100? 5K. What's going on here? So sometimes you don't even know what people. You think you know what people want. Then they surprise you. What you hold seriously, they will ignore. Yeah. What you hold with levity, they will push. So this thing, we're just trying to understand it. So my honest advice is, take it easy with people. Forgive yourself, forgive people. Let's find a way to protect each other. This Buhari regime has dealt with all of us. The Nigerian political class, they don't send us. The private sector is doing everything, spending more than extra to keep the country together. Yeah. So all of us should just decide. It's a decision. Decide to protect. Let's all protect ourselves. I have a friend. I won't call his name. He's from Nasarawa State. He's one of those royal chiefs in Nasarawa State. This morning he sent me a message on Facebook. He was like a private message. He said, "Sam, we really need to take emotional intelligence to Aso Rock." And I said, I agree with you, Your Highness. But the thing is, every day everything keeps discouraging. And He said every day they drop the bar. I have so many friends from everywhere in this country. I cannot for the life of me today start thinking that the North or the Fulanis or the Hausas are evil. Because I know where I'm coming from. I know how many of them have held my hands on this journey. So I cannot, because of one foolish politician who is trying to capitalize on the ignorance of some people, say, Islam is evil, oh, the North, oh, Hausa, oh, Fulani. No, because I have experienced them at another level. The same thing for people from the Southeast, the same thing from the people from the Southwest. I am from the North Central. So last, we have to protect ourselves because they don't send us.
Sure.
We have to come together and say, you know what? The people in my cycle, I will contribute to their well-being. They will contribute to my well-being. Let's create a collateral support base for ourselves. If not, our children will suffer. And the people that have created the problem, they will relocate.
Japa. Wow. I mean, we've taken a whole lot of your time. And I really appreciate the time that we've spent
I'm grateful,
together.
man. This conversation was cute.
How can people reach out to you if they want to reach out to you?
Just go to my headquarters, samobafemi.com. It's the central place. Go there. My handles are there. My numbers are there. It's straightforward. You see everything that I represent is on samobafemi.com. And that will be a very good place to meet you. I'll be very happy to meet you.
All right, guys. Like you said, go to samobafemi.com and I guarantee you that you won't regret it. Thank you very much, Coach Sam, for spending time with us.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, the Oathman. I appreciate you too. God bless.